A philosophical reflection is shared about how the mind has the power to transform perception, turning heaven into hell or hell into heaven, based on one's perspective and mental state. A major political figure has mysteriously disappeared, causing widespread speculation and concern. The timing is particularly concerning given upcoming elections. Various rumors are circulating about potential causes, including illness, accidents, or worse scenarios. The scene shifts to a cozy cafe setting where friends are gathering to escape the cold weather. They share warm drinks and casual banter, with playful teasing about one member being curled up like a cat. The atmosphere is comfortable and friendly as they enjoy each other's company. The group discusses their future plans, acknowledging that some will soon graduate and move away. Despite the impending changes, they remain optimistic about staying in touch and planning future gatherings like beach trips. There is both excitement and nostalgia in their conversation. News coverage continues about Toshiro Kasukabe's disappearance. As a promising candidate for prime minister, his absence has created significant political upheaval and sparked numerous conspiracy theories online. Strange supernatural events begin occurring. The TV malfunctions, objects freeze in midair, and an eerie darkness descends. The group finds themselves mysteriously transformed into their Phantom Thief personas, suggesting they've entered an alternate reality. The group encounters hostile forces and engages in combat. They work together strategically, splitting into teams to handle different opponents. Their fighting abilities and special powers prove crucial in fending off the mysterious attackers. A powerful figure named Lady Marie appears, commanding loyalty from an army of followers. She demonstrates fearsome abilities, including mind control through a kiss, managing to turn most of the group against their allies. Lady Maria grows increasingly frustrated with those resisting her control. She subjects the remaining rebels to torture and demands complete submission to her rule. The situation becomes increasingly dire for the few still fighting against her influence. A tense confrontation unfolds as rebels are discovered by forces loyal to Lady Marie. The rebels find themselves cornered and outnumbered, realizing they need to make a strategic retreat to survive. The situation becomes increasingly dangerous as Lady Marie's forces close in on their position. After successfully escaping through a secret passage that gets sealed off, the rebels catch their breath in a safe location. They discuss Marie's immense power and large forces, acknowledging that a direct confrontation would be futile. The mysterious helper who aided their escape introduces herself as Erina, leader of the rebel corps. Erina explains Marie's ability to brainwash people and control them completely. After determining the rebels are genuine and not under Marie's control, Erina invites them to the rebel corps hideout for safety and to explain the situation further. The group agrees this is their best option given the circumstances. The rebel corps hideout turns out to be a regular-looking restaurant that bears a striking resemblance to a place called Le Blanc. This creates confusion among the newcomers who recognize the similarities. The interior is described as an exact copy, suggesting some deeper connection between the worlds. Erina learns that the newcomers are from another world and are heart-stealing thieves who accidentally stumbled into this realm. Though skeptical, she begins sharing information about their current situation and the world they find themselves in. The conversation shifts to focus on understanding each other's circumstances. The true nature of Marie is revealed. She's a tyrannical ruler who seized control of the city and declared everything, including its citizens, as her property. Her forces, known as Legionnaires, are seemingly invincible and can only be temporarily knocked down. Erina explains how Marie brainwashes people and uses them until they're depleted. Erina describes the rebel corps, which she founded to oppose Marie. Despite their determination, they struggle against the overwhelming odds and invincible enemies. Their numbers have dwindled, forcing them to operate carefully and look for weaknesses in the enemy's defenses. A surprising revelation emerges about Marie's ultimate goal, the perfect wedding. She is obsessively preparing for her wedding, forcing captured citizens and Legionnaires to assist in the preparations, regardless of the suffering it causes. This single-minded obsession drives her tyrannical behavior. Erina proposes an alliance between her rebel corps and the newcomers. They agree to join forces, combining their goals of freeing captured friends and overthrowing Marie's tyranny. The newcomers are officially welcomed as members of the resistance. A scout returns with critical intelligence about prisoners being held near Marie's castle. These could be the captured friends they're seeking to rescue. Erina begins formulating a plan to infiltrate the prison, seeing an opportunity to both save their allies and strengthen their forces against Marie. Things didn't go well during a recent battle that seemed like an ambush. Though discouraged by the lack of intel for planning, there's hope, since Erina is helping develop a strategy. Suddenly, attention turns to a mysterious blue door that appears different than before, prompting investigation since it might provide answers. Upon entering through the blue door, the environment has totally transformed with machines everywhere. This is revealed to be the Velvet Room, a space between dream and reality. The realm has been affected by a powerful being's guidance, disrupting its natural state. Lavenza explains she was caught in this aberration and pulled from her master. The chaotic state is due to a force of negation affecting both the room and everyone involved, which explains why personas can't be summoned normally. The realm is referred to as a kingdom, distinct from mementos and other palaces. A plan is discussed using a map showing a city surrounded by castle walls. The hideout is marked far from the castle, with a prison holding captured friends. Due to tight security and being hunted, the safest route is traveling along the castle outer walls. A demanding leader is furious about not capturing certain targets, calling them rats. She reveals plans for a perfect wedding ceremony and threatens consequences for anyone interfering. New toys will be used to catch someone called Joker, who must be brought back alive. The group navigates through areas with increased security, teaching stealth techniques and avoiding Legionnaires. Despite successful progress, there's concern about the lack of alarms, suggesting a potential trap ahead. Upon reaching their destination, they unexpectedly find and free Toshiro Kasukabe, a missing politician, instead of their friends. Has confused about his situation and warns about dangerous guard girls, especially one with a whip. The group encounters hostile guards, including a dominating whip-wielding figure who claims complete control over others' minds and bodies. Despite being outmatched, they refuse to surrender, maintaining hope against the oppressive force. A dramatic scene unfolds as a rebellion banner is revealed, marking the start of revolutionary action. The moment carries significant weight as it represents the beginning of organized resistance against oppressive forces. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation and determination. The group experiences confusion about a mysterious flag while dealing with some disoriented members. They focus on escaping their current situation. There's some humorous confusion about someone being mistaken for various aquatic creatures, but the team maintains their focus on getting to safety. The group arrives at their hideout, which appears to be a cafe. Two members, Lady Anan and Futaba, are resting upstairs while recovering. The team prepares to catch up and discuss recent events, particularly focusing on a new individual whose trustworthiness is in question. A newcomer, struggles to understand the bizarre reality they've encountered, including physics-defying events and mysterious world transitions. The situation involves Phantom Thieves working with rebels against a tyrannical force, though the newcomer initially dismisses it as a dream or experiment. The newcomer reveals themselves as a Diet member with significant memory gaps. Despite remembering their identity, large portions of their memory are missing. They recognize the Phantom Thieves from their notorious reputation, but express disapproval of their methods while proposing cooperation. The group discusses their next moves and welcomes new members to their cause. There's tension regarding trust issues, particularly concerning the politicians' true intentions. Despite reservations, they decide to work together toward their shared goal of opposing Marie's regime. The team formulates a plan to find a mysterious door that might lead back to their world. They consider confronting Marie, who has been controlling minds and forcing people to follow orders. The group debates between full-scale combat and simpler approaches to reach their objective. An unexpected phone call from Lavenza interrupts their planning. Despite being in the metaverse where calls shouldn't be possible, Lavenza announces that preparations are complete and requests an immediate meeting in the Velvet Room. In the Velvet Room, Lavenza reveals new arrangements for persona abilities. Due to the wild card power being compromised, they introduce a new system that allows all team members to access certain powers unique to this world. The meeting concludes with Lavenza providing a special gift to compensate for limited services in this strange kingdom. They acknowledge the challenges ahead and offer support for the upcoming battles, adapting their assistance to the unusual circumstances. An explanation of the sub-persona system reveals that while users can't freely switch between personas anymore, they can equip one additional persona alongside Arsate. This cool new ability allows everyone except one member to borrow powers from other personas, effectively doubling their combat potential. New intelligence reveals two familiar faces spotted near Marie's armory, a loud blonde boy and an intimidating woman with an axe, identified as Ryuji and Haru. They appear to be under Marie's control. The armory is described as heavily fortified with complex security gates that make infiltration extremely challenging. Despite warnings about the dangers, the Phantom Thieves remain determined to rescue their friends. A hesitant adult agrees to help guide them through the base using his inside knowledge of the layout and security patterns gained during his previous capture. The team encounters their controlled friends in the armory. A confrontation ensues with Marie, who speaks condescendingly about making them her mindless subjects. The team successfully executes a rescue mission despite the dangerous situation. After escaping safely, the rescued friends regain consciousness. Everyone discusses their sore throats, awkwardly avoiding mention of their earlier behavior while under control. The team celebrates the successful rescue and growing strength of their alliance. News breaks about Marie's planned wedding ceremony, featuring a giant cake in the city plaza. The intel suggests she's found someone to marry, a handsome man with dark hair and piercing eyes, likely their friend Yusuke. The team realizes this could be both an opportunity and a potential trap. Despite concerns about the reckless nature of their plan, the team decides to proceed with crashing the wedding to rescue Yusuke. Though some members express reservations about the risks, they agree that standing up against wrongdoing is necessary. The group prepares for what could be their final battle. A tense conversation unfolds about battle injuries and risks. There is concern about a scratch on Erina's arm from a previous fight. While the injury itself was minor, it raises important points about the dangers they face. The discussion emphasizes how one wrong move could be fatal and end their mission permanently. A heartfelt explanation reveals deep fears about letting corruption take over and becoming complacent. Despite the risks, there is a strong conviction to keep fighting against injustice. The speaker argues that setbacks and injuries don't mean total defeat, especially when you have allies supporting your cause. A dramatic confrontation occurs where captives are being forced to participate in some kind of ceremony. The captors show cruel behavior and take joy in their prisoners' suffering. There are mentions of a mysterious Lady Marie and her plans for the ceremony. A major revelation occurs regarding marriage plans. Contrary to assumptions, Fox is not the intended groom. Instead, Toshiro Kasukabe is revealed to be the true target for marriage. This creates confusion as Toshiro seems unaware of any such arrangement, though Lady Marie insists there was a previous agreement. An intense battle breaks out as the group tries to rescue their captured friends. Despite being outnumbered, they fight hard against waves of opponents. The situation grows increasingly desperate as they struggle to break through enemy forces. The battle concludes with an apparent victory, though at great cost. Several fighters, including Erina, Fox, and Queen, are unconscious but alive. However, before they can fully recover, Lady Marie makes another appearance, threatening further violence and punishment. Just when things seem hopeless, reinforcements from the rebel corps arrive to help the exhausted fighters escape. This timely intervention allows the group to retreat to safety despite their injuries and fatigue. The aftermath leads to important discussions about Toshiro and Marie's relationship. Toshiro claims to have amnesia regarding his connection to Marie, though he admits feeling there might be some past link. This raises suspicions among some group members about his true loyalties and background. The group discusses their trust in a new ally who proved himself by helping them in an arena battle. Despite initial doubts about his character, they acknowledge his bravery and decide to give him a chance, noting they can always confront him if he turns out untrustworthy. Someone apologizes for misjudging him as just a troublemaker, admitting they had underestimated his capabilities. The discussion shifts to business matters now that the Phantom Thieves are reunited. The rescue mission was successful, and the next step is investigating a portal in Marie's castle that Toshiro mentioned. The group agrees to honor their commitment to help remove Marie from power in exchange for the rescue of their friends. Everyone unanimously agrees to stick with the rebel corps until the end. A tense situation develops when someone needs help but is surrounded by guards. The group debates whether to attempt an immediate rescue. While some want to rush in, others advocate for caution. They discover the guards are spread thin across the area, which presents an opportunity to thin out Marie's forces while rescuing their allies. They agree to proceed, but retreat at the first sign of real danger. Someone reflects on their earlier emotional reaction to Toshiro's cautious approach. While understanding the strategic importance of protecting the rebellion's leadership, they struggle with the instinct to help others despite the risks. This internal conflict reveals their fear of regret from inaction rather than fear of fighting. Toshiro appears and apologizes for overhearing the previous conversation. A rescued ally expresses gratitude, leading to a meaningful discussion about different types of courage and contributions to the cause. Toshiro acknowledges his combat limitations, but emphasizes his strategic value to the team. The leaders reconcile their different approaches and commit to treating each other as true comrades. During an infiltration mission, the team executes a planned strategy involving deliberate detection and tactical retreats. The operation successfully creates confusion among enemy forces, demonstrating effective teamwork and planning. This leads to a leadership reorganization where Toshiro is appointed to command the joint forces of the Rebel Corps and Phantom Thieves. The Rebel Corps has grown significantly in preparation for a major confrontation. The team discusses Marie's concerning absence and the challenges of attacking her well-defended castle. Toshiro presents Operation Sneaky Sneaky Bang Bang, a strategy involving a diversionary assault by the Rebel Corps while the Phantom Thieves infiltrate the castle through less guarded routes. The Rebel Corps members passionately commit to supporting this plan despite the risks. A meaningful alliance is formed between the Rebel Corps and Phantom Thieves, with both groups pledging mutual support and assistance. The Rebel Corps has significantly expanded their numbers, showing impressive growth. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation for the upcoming confrontation. Toshiro admits to feeling anxious despite his usual confident demeanor. However, he expresses full agreement with the need to fight back. The group reassures him of their support, highlighting the combined strength of the Phantom Thieves and Rebel Corps backing him up. An inspiring pre-battle speech kicks off the final confrontation. The forces rally together to fight against oppression and exploitation, with everyone united in their quest for freedom. The mission begins with high spirits and determination. The initial assault proves successful with enemy forces scattered. Artillery units advance, while other troops fall back strategically. The revolution officially begins with coordinated attacks and tactical movements. The team successfully infiltrates the castle interior. Everyone, including Toshiro, performs well in their roles. The next objective becomes locating Marie in the most secure area of the castle, with Queen providing navigation based on her memories. The interior of the castle notably resembles a wedding venue, complete with decorations like welcome signs, envelopes, white decor, and rose arrangements. This suggests Marie's cognition has transformed the space into something resembling a palace. A projection reveals Marie's true identity as Marie Anto and her controlling relationship with Toshiro. The footage shows her treating him as a puppet and expressing frustration over his behavior at their engagement party. Toshiro recovers his memories and explains that Marie is the daughter of a CEO, and their engagement was arranged for political and financial benefits between their families. He admits to suppressing his own desires to maintain the arrangement. The team discovers more evidence of Marie's obsession with the wedding, suggesting its true purpose as a display of power. They find disturbing decorations, including photos where Toshiro's face is missing, indicating Marie only values his political position. They encounter a strange bear-like toy that mimics Toshiro's submissive behavior toward Marie. The bear repeats phrases about being pathetic and living only to follow orders. This confrontation leads Toshiro to reflect deeply on his own behavior patterns. The group has a powerful realization about standing up to Marie, who has been controlling and humiliating people. They decide to confront her and make her face consequences for her actions. Just as they make this decision, they get spotted by enemies and prepare for a confrontation. The group recognizes they are in a significant room, the place where Marie first manipulated their minds and forced them to praise her. Marie appears and mockingly offers to let them off easy since they brought her fiancé back, revealing her continued controlling nature. Marie shows her true colors, becoming enraged at their defiance. She rants about how they should be grateful to serve someone like her, displaying an extreme superiority complex and disdain for those she considers beneath her. The group is disgusted by her elitist attitude. A major turning point occurs as Toshiro finally stands up to Marie, declaring he is done being controlled by her. This shocks Marie, who cannot believe her puppet is defying her. She insists people cannot change so quickly and accuses others of manipulating him. The group devises a strategic plan involving a bell and timing their movements carefully. They aim to crush Marie's tank, by luring her into position while Toshiro helps from above. They begin implementing their plan despite Marie's continued threats and attacks. The plan succeeds as Toshiro drops the bell, declaring that even puppets have backbones. This decisive action deals a major blow to Marie, who reacts with disbelief and anger at being defeated. She rants about deserving to be the Prime Minister's wife. In a final attempt to wound them, Marie makes cryptic statements about Toshiro's forgotten past and implies he has done terrible things. She threatens that his friends will eventually discover the truth before vanishing along with her minions. Victory is announced and celebrated as Marie is finally overthrown. The rebels rejoice in their newfound freedom, and many come to express gratitude to the group for their help in liberating them from Marie's tyranny. As things settle down, the group discovers a mysterious door similar to one they saw before. Toshiro expresses doubt about returning due to Marie's words about his past, but others reassure him that they will support him regardless of what they might discover. Upon going through the door, they find themselves in an unexpected location resembling the Kei Genroku era instead of their intended destination. Their outfits remain unchanged, and Erina joins them, having followed through the door earlier. The situation becomes more mysterious as they hear an announcement about Lord Yoshiki. A strange broadcast begins about Lord Yoshiki and his boundless love for the people. The broadcast has an eerie tone discussing love, meat, and green spreading harmony. The message causes confusion and concern among listeners who note the increasingly weird nature of events occurring in their world. A tense situation unfolds involving a woman in trouble. Someone named Toshiro Kasukabe attempts to mediate through civilized discussion but is immediately identified as a notorious criminal who opposes Lord Yoshiki. The peaceful approach fails as authorities order everyone to be captured. A fight breaks out with an overwhelming number of reinforcements arriving quickly. The group is guided to retreat by a mysterious woman. They follow her lead and manage to escape their pursuers, finding themselves at a familiar place called Le Blanc, which appears to be a coffee shop. The mysterious woman introduces herself as Yuki, proprietress of the tea house. The group explains their situation as phantom thieves from another land seeking to return home. Yuki provides a disguise for Toshiro, who is apparently a wanted criminal, though the disguise seems somewhat ineffective. Yuki explains that Yoshiki is a controlling dictator who uses surveillance cameras, eyes, throughout the country to monitor citizens. Anyone who defies him is captured. The tea house serves as a shelter for victims of Yoshiki's reign, including falsely accused citizens and those separated from their families. A public broadcast from Yoshiki himself interrupts, where he speaks about harmony and happiness among citizens. His speech reveals his manipulative nature, as he treats unhappy citizens as harmful to the country. The citizens respond with forced enthusiasm and compliance. A citizen questions Yoshiki about their missing family members who were taken for labor of love. Instead of addressing the concern, Yoshiki manipulatively offers to send the questioning citizen to join their family in the labor camp, presenting it as a compassionate solution. Yuki reveals she escaped from Yoshiki's castle and explains that his labor of love is actually a forced labor camp from which most people never return. Despite the truth, citizens are so indoctrinated by Yoshiki's propaganda that they wouldn't believe any accusations against him. The group discusses their next moves, recognizing Yoshiki as a dictator who exploits his people. They theorize that investigating Yoshiki might help them find a way home, similar to how they found a door in Mara's castle. Given the surveillance cameras everywhere, they realize a peaceful resolution is unlikely. A group discusses their readiness to confront Yoshiki and the Eisen Squad, a surveillance and security force that maintains public order through aggressive control methods. While prepared to fight if necessary, they aimed to avoid unnecessary conflict. The team had previously encountered Eisen squad members in a skirmish. The group strategizes about dealing with the town-wide surveillance system. They determine there must be multiple monitoring sites throughout the town that could be targeted to disrupt the network. Yuki confirms several Eisen squad bases exist within the town that serve as surveillance points. Yuki requests the group's help in investigating rumors of a labor camp at the Eisen squad base, similar to one at the castle. She hopes to free imprisoned citizens, potentially including her own family members. The team agrees to help, acknowledging they owe Yuki for her previous assistance. Instead of direct confrontation, Yuki proposes an infiltration plan. The strategy involves disguising themselves to avoid arousing suspicion, allowing them to walk through the front entrance. They head to a silk shop to obtain appropriate period clothing and kimonos. The group witnesses Eisen squad members harassing a citizen over unpaid tributes to Yoshiki. Despite public intimidation, other townspeople remain passive, accepting the abuse as natural under Yoshiki's rule. The team intervenes to help the woman, who turns out to be the owner of their destination silk shop. While getting fitted for disguises, they discuss the town's deteriorating condition. Unlike their previous rebellion against Mariat, citizens here appear to have been conditioned to accept their oppression as normal, making the situation even more tragic. The group tries on their new disguises, transforming into samurai and geisha outfits, appropriate for infiltration. While some members adapt well to their new looks, others feel uncomfortable or conspicuous in their assigned costumes. The operation is dubbed Operation Double Pincer Attack Mach 2. The plan involves splitting into two teams, a diversion team posing as Eisen squad members and geishas who will enter through the front entrance under the pretense of hosting a banquet. The team discussed a plan to infiltrate a facility using a two-pronged approach. One team would distract the Eisen squad while gathering intelligence, while another team, including Morgana-kun, Sakura-kun, and Yuki, would sneak in through the back entrance. Despite some concerns, Yuki insisted on helping due to their knowledge of the town. The infiltration team's objectives were laid out: rescue citizens, disable security cameras, and access the control room. Once these goals were achieved, both teams would immediately retreat. The plan was dubbed Operation Double Pincer Attack Mach 2, though some objected to the name choice. The team regrouped at a tea house to use as their hideout and preparation space. They were instructed to wear disguises whenever going into town for safety. The atmosphere was tense but determined as they got ready for the mission ahead. Upon arriving at the enemy base, the team attempted to infiltrate by posing as Eisen squad members. They brought Sake as part of their cover story. Initially, there was awkward confusion about what to say, but they managed to gain entry by claiming to be Lord Yoshiki's servants. The team split into smaller groups to gather intel more effectively without drawing suspicion. The provided Sake helped loosen up the guards, though some team members struggled with maintaining their cover and acting natural while trying to gather information. Through clever deception, they discovered crucial information about the control room location and confirmed that townspeople were being held prisoner. This intel was relayed back to Oracle, setting up the next phase of their plan. The operation hit a snag when they encountered locked doors and witnessed guards threatening and abusing a civilian. Despite instructions to maintain cover, the situation escalated as team members could not stand by watching the cruelty. The situation erupted into combat as the team defended the civilians from the abusive guards. While this created chaos, it provided the needed distraction for other team members to complete their objectives of freeing prisoners and accessing key areas. The mission was successful in freeing imprisoned people and taking down an enemy base. A special operation worked perfectly though there was some light-hearted confusion about its actual name. Despite the victory, there seemed to be some hesitation to fully celebrate the win. A shocking video revelation was shared showing the true nature of Lord Yoshiki's so-called love. The footage, obtained through hacking the control room, displayed horrible treatment of people who were supposedly being protected. This evidence completely contradicted Yoshiki's claims about families being safe and well cared for. A dramatic confrontation occurred when a giant Buddha-like figure descended from the sky. This figure was revealed to be searching specifically for Toshiro, dramatically announcing himself as Toshiro's father in an emotionally charged moment filled with accusations about taking something important. The confrontation was interrupted by news of a scheduled broadcast, forcing Yoshiki to leave abruptly. Before departing, he left his patriots to deal with the situation, showing his true unstable nature beneath his peaceful facade. The group had to fight off reinforcements before planning their retreat. The truth about Toshiro's background emerged. His father, Yoshiki Kasukabe, is a Diet member known as Buddha Kasukabe for his apparent serenity. However, behind this facade was an obsessive man who strictly controlled Toshiro's life, aiming to make him prime minister. The relationship was marked by strict control and even physical abuse. It was revealed that Yoshiki had committed serious crimes including extortion, blackmail, and bribery to secure Toshiro's path to becoming prime minister. Toshiro had collected evidence of these crimes, but struggled with the moral dilemma of exposing his father, partly justifying the corruption as normal in politics. An important realization was made about the nature of the kingdom. It existed in the metaverse and was born from Toshiro's cognition. His fear of his father discovering the stolen evidence shaped the reality of this world, even though Yoshiki likely didn't know about the evidence in the real world. The group confirms they are ready to proceed with their mission. The scene opens with discussion about accessing a door using a password related to exposing crimes. There is debate about how the password could have been guessed, suggesting deeper connections to the situation. The conversation shifts to discussing a place called LeBlanc, which holds special significance. It served as a peaceful refuge during challenging times, dealing with political responsibilities and media attention. The coffee there is notably excellent, suggesting it may have been a meeting point in the past. The group ponders the existence of their current world and their role in it. Despite uncertainties, they maintain their determination to overcome any obstacles. Their experience in metaverse combat gives them confidence, and they refuse to give up easily, even making light comments about wanting to try more sweets. There is recognition of Toshiro's growth and courage in confronting his father's wrongdoings. The group acknowledges that even those who feel like puppets can show backbone and take action against injustice. This marks a turning point in Toshiro's character development. A deal is proposed to the Phantom Thieves. Despite offers of material rewards, the group agrees to help, based solely on the promise to address corruption in the real world. This showcases their principled approach to justice rather than seeking personal gain. Yuki joins the conversation, aligning with the group's goals to rescue imprisoned people and end suffering. The team agrees to take a brief rest before developing their next strategy, recognizing the urgency of acting while their opponents are disorganized. After resting, the team discusses their tactical situation. They learn that while surveillance cameras in town are temporarily disabled, the castle system remains operational. This creates both an opportunity and a challenge for their upcoming mission. The scene shifts to interactions with freed townspeople. Despite initial gratitude, the citizens express fear and reluctance to join the resistance against Yoshiki, preferring to maintain their current situation rather than risk worse consequences. The discussion culminates in a powerful speech about courage and change. Instead of demanding immediate action, there is an understanding of the townspeople's fears, while encouraging them to stop deceiving themselves about their situation. The team promises support for those ready to fight for change. The team is feeling confident about their chances, despite facing a scary opponent named Yoshiki. There are mentions of fierce allies on their team, particularly Mako-chan, who seems to be quite formidable. The group is discussing an important decision that doesn't need an immediate answer, but requires careful thought. Despite being afraid of fighting, some members express their willingness to help. Recognizing this as a crucial opportunity they can't pass up. They fear missing this chance more than they fear Yoshiki. Others agree to spread the word and gather more support from local residents. Toshiro reveals his persuasive speech wasn't rehearsed but came from genuine feelings, unlike his past as a politician who relied on prepared scripts. The group then discusses their next strategic moves, focusing on dealing with security cameras and freeing captured citizens from multiple bases. The team plans to use a diversion strategy similar to their previous mission at Maria's castle. The freed townspeople will create a distraction while they sneak into the castle. They discover there's a secret passage leading into the castle, which Yoshiki's minions use for transport. Local supporters arrive to show their commitment before the operation begins. The team emphasizes safety, telling supporters to retreat if they feel endangered. They debate operation names, with Toshiro suggesting Operation Obfuscation, Midnight Infiltration, leading to some playful banter. The plan involves townspeople wearing disguises rather than the team themselves. The disguises, designed with artistic flair, create confusion among enemies by having multiple people dressed similarly. This diversion tactic proves effective in splitting enemy attention. The team discovers the secret passage through an old well leading to the castle. Yuki insists on joining despite concerns for her safety, wanting to witness Toshiro's fight firsthand. This creates a moment of tension and concern between them. Upon entering the castle, they find the layout has mysteriously changed since Yuki's last visit. They encounter heavy enemy presence and must adapt their strategy. Oracle can't access the castle's layout due to security blockades. In an intense chase sequence, someone proposes taking a break, but their companion insists on continuing despite being out of breath. A promise of protection is made to Yuki-san. The atmosphere is tense as they sense something might be wrong, though they try to dismiss it as imagination. The priority remains moving forward since others are in danger. A mysterious door appears seemingly out of nowhere, featuring an unusual design. This unexpected development is interrupted by a strange, disembodied voice calling out to them. The door inexplicably opens by itself, leading to an unsettling discovery that causes extreme distress to Toshiro, who becomes extremely pale and distraught. Toshiro experiences a severe emotional breakdown, repeatedly apologizing and being tormented by guilt over past actions. The scene suddenly shifts to what appears to be an amusement park, creating confusion among the group. The situation becomes increasingly concerning as Toshiro writhes in pain, apparently responding to voices only he can hear. After an intense emotional episode, Toshiro manages to regain his composure, though somewhat embarrassed by his meltdown. The group notices strange changes in their surroundings, but has little time to discuss as new threats emerge. They receive warnings about enemies ahead and hear unusual mechanical sounds, prompting them to proceed with caution. The group witnesses a disturbing scene of forced labor, where workers are being brutally overworked and forced to praise Lord Yoshiki. When one worker shows defiance, they face harsh punishment. The group decides to intervene and rescue the oppressed workers, confronting the guards directly and successfully securing the area. During the rescue, A shocking revelation comes to light. Yuki is actually Yoshiki's wife, making her essentially a princess or general's consort. She explains that she fled the castle with imprisoned people after witnessing Yoshiki's cruel actions. The group discovers that the rescued workers were maintaining the surveillance system, which is now disabled. A deeply personal revelation emerges as Yuki is confirmed to be Toshiro's mother. He shares his childhood story of sneaking his ill mother out of the hospital to visit an amusement park, which ended tragically with her collapse. His father blamed him for her death, leading to lasting emotional trauma and uncertainty about his mother's true feelings. As the group approaches their final confrontation with Yoshiki, they offer words of comfort to Toshiro, suggesting that his mother likely never resented him for their amusement park trip. The scene culminates in a face-to-face encounter with Yoshiki, who mockingly greets them as criminals, setting up for an inevitable confrontation. A tense confrontation unfolds as rebels challenge Lord Yoshiki. The nation is in chaos and intruders have arrived to confront him. The rebels declare they have seen through Yoshiki's methods and refuse to back down despite threats. They accuse him of casting peaceful people into chaos through atrocities. In a dramatic moment, Yoshiki calls out to his son Toshiro, trying to manipulate him with claims of parental love and guidance. However, Toshiro firmly stands against his father, declaring his intention to stop him. Yoshiki mocks his son's rebellion, growing increasingly angry at this betrayal. A battle breaks out between Yoshiki and the rebels. Despite their efforts, Yoshiki's overwhelming strength proves too much for them to handle. The situation seems dire as Yoshiki begins to wear them down, leaving the rebels desperate for a way to turn the tide. Reinforcements arrive led by Yuki, completely changing the dynamics of the battle. The additional fighters join with renewed determination to help defeat Yoshiki. This show of unity and courage gives everyone hope that they can overcome the tyrant. Yoshiki confronts Toshiro about the consequences of their rebellion, showing the destruction and chaos it has caused. He accuses them of being selfish and hypocritical, arguing that their actions have only led to more suffering. The rebels defend their cause as necessary to stop Yoshiki's tyranny. The battle reaches a climactic point with tragic consequences as Yuki is severely injured. Yoshiki uses this to torment Toshiro, comparing it to his mother's death and blaming Toshiro's idealism. This emotional manipulation deeply affects Toshiro. Through flashbacks, we see tender memories between young Toshiro and his mother. She encourages him to always stand up for what he believes is right and makes him promise to never regret showing courage. This memory helps Toshiro understand that his current actions honor her wishes. Victory is finally achieved as Yoshiki is defeated. The rebels announce their triumph to the people, marking the end of the dark period. While celebrating their victory, they acknowledge the heavy cost, including destruction, injuries, and casualties like Yuki. The scene opens with a reflective moment about moving forward after a difficult fight involving Lady Yuki. Rather than dwelling in regret, there is a strong emphasis on honoring Yuki's wishes and continuing on with determination. The group acknowledges their commitment to living authentically with their own free will and vision for the future. The focus shifts to town reconstruction efforts, with everyone displaying enthusiasm to contribute and get to work. There is a touching moment of gratitude expressed, particularly regarding Tava. Someone opens up about confronting painful memories of their mother and making the choice to stop running from the past. The group prepares to depart through a mysterious door, though there's uncertainty about whether it will actually lead them home. They approach with caution, aware that the destination is unknown and potentially dangerous. Upon arrival, they find themselves at what appears to be a school building, though clearly not a normal one. The place is messy with speakers everywhere. Despite initial hopes of returning home, their outfits indicate they're still in the metaverse. There's a notably tense atmosphere that some members can sense. Exploring the vacant school building, they discover an unusual door. Though unsure what lies beyond it, they collectively decide to proceed through it, maintaining their commitment to moving forward despite the risks. The group emerges in a hostile environment with a muggy atmosphere that feels hellish. They hear mysterious voices through speakers and encounter aggressive opposition, forcing them into combat. Some members show signs of physical distress from the environment. They are confronted by members of a rebel club who initially treat them with suspicion. The rebels reveal that everyone is trapped by a tyrannical ruler, and freedom depends on overthrowing this leader. They propose an alliance, offering intelligence in exchange for help. At the rebels' hideout, which resembles LeBlanc, they learn more about the situation. The rebels describe their enemy as a ruthless traitor who has personally harmed many of them, though strangely, they cannot speak the tyrant's name. The rebels reveal their plan involving 4 keys needed to access the leader's location. They suggest this locked door might also contain the group's sought-after exit, since they've searched everywhere else without finding an escape route. After discovering shared goals, the group decides to join forces with the rebel club to investigate mysterious doors and search for special keys spread across the building. These keys are located in dangerous pocket dimensions filled with enemies. The courtyard contains the closest door to explore. The team prepares for their mission by changing outfits and getting ready for battle. The rebel club remains behind to prepare for an eventual confrontation with a tyrant, while the group heads to the courtyard on the first floor to track down the key. During their journey, the team discusses how the beings in this world seem more agitated than before. They theorize this could be due to Toshiro's evolving mindset and newfound courage to fight back, suggesting the world responds to changes in his mental state. Upon reaching the courtyard, they find a surprisingly pleasant environment that seems oddly familiar to Toshiro. The group approaches another mysterious door, steeling themselves for whatever challenges await on the other side. After entering the door, instead of finding a key, they discover some bandages. When Toshiro examines them, the group experiences a shared vision of his past as a student council president at his school. The vision reveals a meeting between young Toshiro and Eri Natsuhara, an upperclassman who sought him out after hearing about his reputation and recent fight with delinquents. Despite his formal demeanor, Eri shows interest in his heroic actions and leaves him some bandages. After the vision, Toshiro recalls Eri Natsuhara was his senior on the student council. She frequently brought student problems to his attention, and together they helped tackle various school issues including bullying and student counseling, finding the work particularly rewarding. Though Toshiro struggles to remember more details, the group realizes the bandages act like keys in restoring his memories. They note there are still more keys to find, which might reveal additional information about his past and the mysterious connection between Eri and Erina. Erina reveals she's been troubled by strange feelings since entering this world, particularly when witnessing Toshiro's memories. She questions her own existence and connection to Eri, wondering about her true nature in this world formed from Toshiro's heart. A group discusses identities and personal authenticity in a philosophical exchange. The core message is that everyone remains themselves, regardless of their nature or form. The conversation has a lighthearted tone with some playful banter about analogies and a cat named Mona. The group shifts focus to their mission of finding 3 more items. They decide to head back to the Rebel Club room first, acknowledging there's likely another confrontation ahead. The mood is determined and focused on the task at hand. The next destination is revealed to be the cafeteria on the second floor. There's some casual discussion about meal plans and food, but the group stays focused on their primary objective. Someone seems familiar with the layout and offers to lead the way. While heading to the cafeteria, Toshiro confirms this is his old school, though his memories are somewhat hazy. Their progress is interrupted by a mysterious voice that seems to recognize them and threatens consequences if they don't leave. The group reaches the large cafeteria, which Toshiro recalls was popular, but admits he never ate there, preferring to stay in the student council room. They discover another important door that leads them to their objective. They find a suggestion box, which triggers memories involving student life, exam preparation, and discussions about school management. This leads to a significant memory about a serious situation involving Vice Principal Nakabachi. A disturbing story unfolds about Vice Principal Nakabachi blackmailing students and staff using compromising information to create a network of unwilling informants. He particularly targeted students worried about their college prospects. The memory reveals how two students, including Ari, decided to investigate Nakabachi's activities despite the risks. They discovered evidence of various misconduct, including harassment, embezzlement, and abuse of power, though gathering concrete proof proved challenging. The group has been exploring different areas of the school, including the courtyard, cafeteria, and now the faculty room. While there seems to be a connection to memories, the exact link remains unclear. The halls appear safe to walk through, but danger lurks behind closed doors, where student-like creatures attack rather than teacher-like ones, as expected. The conversation shifts to discussing Natsuhara-san, who shows genuine concern and willingness to help others without hesitation. A confession is made about previously having an unfavorable opinion of the Phantom Thieves due to envy of their accomplishments. The group brushes off the apology, showing their casual acceptance of unusual situations. Upon reaching the faculty room, the group attempts to provoke their opponents with taunts, though it's unclear if anyone can hear them through the door. The team discovers a letter of challenge, which appears to be the third key they're seeking. The letter has notably forceful brushstrokes, suggesting intense emotion behind its writing. A flashback reveals a confrontation where Kasukabe and others challenge someone about their misdeeds. The accused person deflects, demanding evidence and questioning why no victims have come forward. They confidently dismiss the accusations, knowing the victims are trapped by fear of consequences and potential self-ruin. A personal story unfolds about being falsely accused of theft at a previous school, leading to social isolation. A teacher's advice about fighting injustice inspired action to prove innocence, though it ultimately resulted in a school transfer. This experience shaped a strong stance against corruption and determination to stand up for what's right. The situation with Nakabachi remains challenging, as neither he nor his supporters seem likely to confess. Despite the difficulties, Toshiro commits to staying involved, partly to keep watch and partly due to personal determination. The memory sequence reveals deep connections between characters and their shared commitment to fighting corruption. The group is searching for the fourth and final key. They have already found keys in the courtyard, cafeteria, and faculty room. After some discussion, they realize the last key must be on the roof. Despite the silent students and blackmail situation with Nakabachi, the team remains determined to reach their goal. While heading to the rooftop, the team notices the building seems unusually large compared to its exterior appearance. This is attributed to distortions in this cognitive world. They discuss how this is their final errand, Once they have all 4 items, they just need to defeat the mysterious voice. There are concerns about confronting Nakabachi, as the cognitive world reflects trauma. The fact that Nakabachi rules this place suggests things may not have ended well in reality. The team provides encouragement about facing the past, emphasizing the importance of confronting difficult memories rather than running from them. The group finally reaches the rooftop door. Upon arriving, they encounter an ominous presence and Nakabachi's voice, who taunts them about being afraid of the truth. The team remains resolute in their mission to uncover what really happened, refusing to back down despite the intimidation attempts. A memory sequence reveals a confrontation with Nakabachi, where students gathered evidence of his wrongdoing. Despite his threats about ruining their futures, the students stood united against him, providing emails, call logs, financial records, and victim testimonies. The conversation was secretly recorded, leading to Nakabachi's removal from the school. After collecting all 4 items, they mysteriously transform into a single old key labeled Music Room. This reveals the ruler's likely location, fitting since Nakabachi was a music teacher. The team returns to their hideout to strategize with other members before the final confrontation. The rebels are energized and ready to complete their mission. The scene opens in the mysterious Velvet Room with an urgent warning about a powerful, malevolent force that has suddenly grown stronger. This external influence has somehow managed to alter the Velvet Room itself, which should be impossible since it's tied directly to the guest's heart. The situation is serious enough to warrant immediate attention. After receiving the ominous warning, the group discusses the situation while preparing for their next major battle. Though the unknown threat looms, they decide to focus on their immediate goal, reaching and defeating the kingdom's ruler. Despite some pre-battle jitters, the team remains confident in their abilities and experience. The confrontation begins with Nakabachi, who expresses disappointment in the group's actions. He maintains his twisted worldview that society functions through exploitation rather than cooperation. Despite attempts to reason with him, Nakabachi refuses to acknowledge his wrongdoing and initiates combat. An intense battle unfolds, ending in an apparent victory for the team. The group celebrates their success, particularly praising Toshiro for standing up for himself. However, the celebration is cut short as Nakabachi reveals there's more to the story than they realize. A flashback reveals the darker consequences of their previous actions against Nakabachi. What started as a justified stand against corruption spiraled into mob harassment, with students making false accusations and chasing him to his home. This weighs heavily on Toshiro, who only wanted proper justice. The situation takes a darker turn as past events involving Natsuhara are referenced, suggesting tragic consequences from their actions. The mysterious antagonist taunts them about their role in these events, criticizing their methods as Phantom Thieves and their impact on the world. The confrontation ends with the shocking revelation that Erina has been kidnapped. The antagonist promises to wait with the source of all the pain, hinting at deeper truths yet to be revealed. The team must now rescue their friend while confronting the full consequences of their past actions. A conversation reveals that Nakabachi was charged for crimes along with students involved. The situation resulted in negative outcomes for everyone. Eri expresses deep remorse and apologizes repeatedly to Toshiro, saying she can no longer fight. The mood is heavy with regret and resignation. Someone reflects on their past mistakes, expressing how their sense of righteousness led to hurting others. They request to be left behind, feeling unworthy of help. Oracle empathizes with their dark feelings, but reminds them of a promise made to their mother. The group decides to temporarily retreat. The group discusses Toshiro's situation and how humans tend to blame others for their problems. Someone offers Toshiro coffee and apologizes for earlier conflict. The conversation turns supportive as they discuss making mistakes and moving forward despite setbacks. The group shifts focus to rescuing Erina's dad. They determine the likely location based on past events, specifically the student council room. Toshiro admits feeling fragile, but commits to facing whatever comes. The team shows solidarity and support for each other. A dramatic encounter occurs when they find Erina. A mysterious figure appears who reveals himself to be Toshiro's shadow self. He confronts Toshiro about past sins, including allegations about his mother's death and his relationship with Erina. The situation becomes increasingly tense. A tense situation unfolds with mocking laughter and accusations about an inescapable curse tied to a mysterious girl. The atmosphere is filled with pain and suffering, setting up a confrontational scene between opposing forces. Disorientation and confusion give way to a dramatic confrontation about life choices and obedience. A figure named Harry Nuselin becomes involved in a curse affecting someone's soul, leading to an energetic rally of support from others present. A battle sequence occurs with sudden attacks and revelations of betrayal. Yoshimo faces a dire situation where they are left vulnerable and alone. Their opponent mocks their ideals and attempts to force them to confront past trauma and pain. A tragic moment occurs between Toshiro and another character. Despite being unable to continue fighting, there is discussion about standing up to someone named Nakabachi and helping a whistleblower named Karano, who expressed gratitude for their previous actions. A dramatic rescue scene unfolds, followed by an intense confrontation between Toshiro and what appears to be a manifestation of himself. They argue about the true nature of their actions and motivations regarding a mysterious her. A powerful transformation occurs as Toshiro awakens to his persona named Ernesto. This represents a rebellion within his heart and leads to a fierce battle against his opponent, who undergoes a frightening change. After the battle, explanations are given about the nature of personas, shadows, and cognitive beings. Discussion reveals these manifestations originate from within the human heart, though some aspects remain mysterious. A powerful entity named Selmael appears, claiming to be a protector of humanity. It speaks in grandiose terms about saving children from war and offering salvation, revealing itself as the mastermind behind recent events. Selmael offers a deal. If Toshiro and others abandon their awakened powers, they can return to normal life with memories erased. This proposal is presented as salvation, though the group remains skeptical of these intentions. The Phantom Thieves discuss Selmael's offer, with Toshiro and others ultimately rejecting it. They reaffirm their commitment to their goals and beliefs, choosing to keep fighting rather than accept the offered salvation. Miss Lavenza appears mysteriously from a train in the sky. She offers to help the group reach their destination, revealing that the train is actually another form of the Velvet Room, though she's uncertain why it has taken this particular shape. Despite some wanting to sketch or question things, she urges immediate boarding. As the train departs, the group discusses their concerns about heading into the final confrontation with many unanswered questions. They're particularly worried about Erina and the nature of their opponent. Miss Lavenza offers to share her knowledge, though she notes it will involve some speculation. Lavenza explains that Selmael is the manifestation of humanity's survival instinct, the desire to avoid pain, suffering, and death. Unlike the god of control who emerged from a desire for idleness, Selmael represents a fundamental human instinct that has existed since the beginning of time. Selmael believes it's protecting humanity by eliminating those it sees as threats, particularly people with strong ideologies or revolutionary spirits. It views any risk-taking or fighting for change as dangerous and tries to stamp out those with the will of revolution. The current situation takes place in a spiritual world created by Selmael using Toshiro's cognition. It's a metaverse constructed specifically to break Toshiro's will, as he had developed a budding power of resistance through his persona, making him harder to control directly. The group learns that this metaverse, called the Kingdoms, was created when Selmael decided to eradicate Toshiro's will for social change. Toshiro's subconscious fought back against the invasion by creating Eri as a symbol of revolution and keeper of his power. When initial attempts to break Toshiro's will failed, Selmael dragged the real Toshiro into the metaverse and used his traumas, his fiancé, father, and imposter, to try to corner him emotionally. However, this plan also failed to succeed. The team is preparing for their final battle against a powerful enemy who is described as another wannabe god. Despite the challenge ahead, the Phantom Thieves remain confident and determined. They are arriving at their destination soon, and everyone confirms their readiness for the upcoming fight. After a dizzying arrival at the enemy's stronghold, the team discusses facing Selmael ahead. They acknowledge this is the final battle and express determination to stop their opponent, dubbed a nutcase. The mood is serious but resolute as they prepare for the confrontation. The unique nature of the Velvet Room is explained. Its appearance changes based on visitors' state of mind. The current unusual transformation is attributed to Selmael's influence and interference. The temporary train form is considered convenient despite being irregular. Details emerge about Selmael creating this world in Toshiro Kasukabe's heart. The rulers and Legionnaires were revealed to be fragments of Selmael's existence, given familiar appearances to emotionally manipulate Toshiro. The power crystals appeared when defeating these beings. Erina is explained as a unique entity, combining aspects of cognition, persona, and shadow. Born from Toshiro's feelings of hope and resistance, she embodies both light and darkness in his heart. This special circumstance allowed her to maintain her identity even after awakening to her power. The team encounters illusions of past adversaries, including Marie, who tries to shake Toshiro's resolve. Tashiro stands firm, declaring his independence and ability to walk his own path. The confrontation escalates as the illusion becomes increasingly unstable and hostile. The group reaches the final area where Selmael resides. Despite some nervousness, they maintain their determination to end this conflict. Toshiro expresses gratitude to his companions, but they remind him to save thanks for after their victory. The team steels themselves for the ultimate confrontation. Selmael finally appears, condescendingly addressing the group as lost sheep and demanding confession of sins. The team firmly rejects this manipulation, declaring their hearts will never surrender and expressing their unwavering resolve in their chosen path. Selmael launches into a critical speech about humanity, calling out their perceived vanity and foolishness. They argue that while some humans may be strong, most are weak-minded and frail-willed. Selmael claims that human ideologies and convictions only lead to endless conflict and casualties, comparing these beliefs to a dangerous disease that must be eradicated. The group responds thoughtfully to Selmael's accusations, acknowledging that while conflict can lead to tragedy, avoiding all pain and suffering isn't truly living. They express their belief in fighting for change, even in difficult circumstances, and supporting those who stand up against adversity. They reject Selmael's notion of consensus and control. The confrontation escalates as peaceful resolution becomes impossible. Selmael expresses frustration at the group's resistance and declares their intention to forcibly eradicate them for the sake of humanity's salvation. A battle ensues with both sides refusing to back down from their positions. A character named Erina reflects on their journey and principles, expressing their desire to protect everyone who taught them to fight. The group bands together for one final push against Selmael, refusing to let their spirit be extinguished despite Selmael's increasingly desperate attempts to enforce peace. The battle concludes with the group's victory over Selmael. Everyone is exhausted but relieved. They discuss the possibility of similar entities emerging in the future if people wish for it, but resolve to prove that humanity can progress on their own without such control. The world begins to crumble following Selmael's defeat. The group makes a desperate escape attempt, running to catch a train while supporting their injured companions. They successfully escape the collapsing realm with help from someone named Lavenza. Upon returning to a familiar place, they learn that with Selmael's defeat, everything will return to its proper state. A character named Erina reveals they must return to Toshiro's heart, leading to emotional goodbyes between the group members. The group is searching for Toshiro, who arrived in this world differently from them and landed in another location. They consider contacting authorities, but realize it would seem suspicious. Given the media attention when he went missing, they figure they'll hear news if he returns. Toshiro returns home to face his angry father and fiancé Marie. His father plans to handle the situation by having Toshiro give a scripted press conference claiming he was secretly hospitalized. The father has laid out all the groundwork and expects Toshiro to simply follow instructions as usual. The political world is in turmoil following a major scandal. At his press conference, instead of explaining his disappearance, Toshiro makes shocking confessions, declaring himself unqualified to be prime minister, indicting his father for crimes, and breaking off his engagement. This leads to his resignation. Toshiro calls Café LeBlanc under an alias. He explains his absence was to avoid causing trouble for others. He reveals his father and Marie will likely be arrested soon. Though no longer a representative, he expresses desire to start over and become a trustworthy politician who can fight alongside the people. The group discusses Toshiro's challenging road ahead, facing intense online criticism and having to restart his political career from worse than scratch. They admire his resolve to do what he believes is right despite the negative consequences. Each commits to keep fighting for their own goals. The scene shifts to a news report about a mysterious graffiti artist called Gernica, whose controversial murals appear overnight across Tokyo, including on government buildings. While police struggle to identify the artist, public support for preserving the artwork continues growing. Someone urgently calls Senpai to show them some strange artwork they discovered. They believe they've noticed a surprising and significant figure in the art that seems too similar to someone they know to be coincidental. The scene begins with a discussion about a mysterious mural that seems to have a deeper meaning and evokes strange feelings in those who view it. A conversation ensues about the peculiar sensations the mural creates, suggesting there might be more to it than just artwork. Akechi unexpectedly arrives on the scene, revealing that similar graffiti has been appearing throughout the city. The murals are being painted on municipal buildings, causing quite a stir. The artist remains unknown, but their actions are attracting significant attention from authorities. Various theories about the artist's motives are discussed, ranging from simple mischief to potential criminal conspiracies or social justice messages. The mural's distinctive style and messaging have created widespread speculation about their true purpose. While examining the mural, they discover references to the Phantom Thieves of Hearts. Suddenly, the mural begins glowing mysteriously, leading to an unexpected supernatural event that draws them into another dimension. The group finds themselves in a strange new environment where they must work together to face hostile forces. This reveals that both Yoshizawa and Akechi possess special abilities, leading to discussions about their connections to the Phantom Thieves. They encounter a violent scene where a mysterious woman is terrorizing others. The group attempts to intervene, leading to a confrontation with the woman and her associate Jerry. The situation quickly escalates into a dangerous battle. Just as the situation becomes dire, they are rescued through a mysterious hole and meet a girl dressed as a mascot. She reveals she has been watching them and fighting against someone named Gernica, who controls this strange territory. The mascot girl explains that this world was born from Gernica's heart. She recognizes the group as the Phantom Thieves, revealing she had called out to them for help. The world appears to be some sort of cognitive realm connected to Gernica's consciousness. The group is led to another mural similar to the one they saw earlier. The artwork continues to provoke unsettling feelings, particularly in Yoshizawa, who describes a sensation of the mural trying to consume her. This suggests a supernatural connection between the murals and their current situation. The discussion begins with an explanation of Gernica's power. Her art has the ability to surface deep, dark emotions and overwhelm viewers' minds completely. These affected viewers then spread destruction until death occurs. This description seems quite different from what others have heard about Gernica. Gernica is described as a famous anonymous street artist known for creating murals almost instantaneously. Though she has broken laws with her artwork, she follows a strong artistic philosophy driven by rage against societal inequality. Her support of underprivileged people earned her the nickname the People's Punk. A dramatic personality change occurred in Gernica after losing her most precious possession, her first statement piece. This artwork was somehow stolen, leading to her current unstable state. A request is made to help recover this important piece, though there is hesitation due to limited information about the situation. It is revealed that Gernica herself brought everyone to this place as a final act before losing control. Having felt a connection to the Phantom Thieves, she reached out to them in desperation. The concern is that if Gernica fully gives in to madness, she could begin creating deadly art in the real world. A character named Luca introduces themselves as someone trying to help Gernica. They explain that Gernica's first statement piece was split into 3 slabs that need to be recovered. The group agrees to help and begins their mission to find all 3 pieces. The group encounters opposition from a character named Jerry, who offers to send them back to their world in exchange for handing over Luca. This offer is refused, leading to a confrontation. The group manages to escape with 1 piece of the statement through a manhole. Luca explains that Jerry is a mysterious figure who appeared before Gernica lost control. While everyone in this world should represent a part of Gernica's heart, Jerry seems unnaturally cruel. The group commits to helping recover the remaining 2 slabs. A scene reveals Jerry manipulating Gernica, encouraging her to channel rage into her art and claiming it's the only way to recapture her first statement. Jerry sees the outsiders as potential inspiration for Gernica and suggests tracking them down. A tense confrontation begins as a hostile figure expresses eagerness to confront and harm others. Despite attempts to reason with them, they remain aggressive and threatening, forcing the group to take defensive action. During the fight, it becomes clear that the antagonist, Gernica, does not recognize or remember the Phantom Thieves, contradicting previous information. The group manages to escape from Gernica and discovers the second slab nearby. They attempt to retrieve it while staying undetected, knowing Gernica is still hunting them. They encounter a tough guard but manage to defeat them, only to have Gernica catch up again, leading to another confrontation. A breakthrough moment occurs when someone tries to reach out to Gernica, revealing they are sisters. This causes Gernica to briefly hesitate and show signs of recognition before becoming agitated again and retreating, though still threatening future violence. The group then focuses on securing the slab before Gernica returns. Gernica experiences internal turmoil, questioning her actions and struggling with missing memories. A figure named Terry reminds her that she created the streets to rediscover her rage after losing her artistic vision. Terry explains her goal is to spread fury until the world burns, though Gernica cannot remember what she originally lost. The group discusses their progress, noting only one slab remains. Lucasana reveals she is Gernica's sister, or more accurately, a memory of her deceased sister. They grew up abandoned on the streets, finding solace in creating art together. Their first mural became Gernica's foundation, and its destruction led to her current state. A touching moment occurs as group members share personal experiences about sisterhood, including one who lost their own sister in an accident. They express determination to help reunite Gernica with her memories of Lucasana, understanding the importance of sibling bonds even if they can't physically bring Lucasana back. The search for the final slab leads them to an ominous area with strange sensations and the smell of death. Despite concerns about fatigue and practicality, they decide to investigate to help save Gernica before it's too late, showing their commitment to helping both sisters. The group discovers a horrifying scene, confronting Gernica and Terry again. Terry reveals this destruction reflects Gernica's true wishes, claiming her artistic vision comes from rage meant to drive masses to revolt. The situation becomes increasingly dire as the truth about Gernica's motivations comes to light. A dark plan is revealed involving the destruction of society, with talk of corpses piling up to the heavens. Someone named Gernica appears to be at the center of this destructive plot, though another person insists Gernica would never wish for such violence. Gernica expresses determination to channel hatred to erase the past and make society suffer. A tense confrontation unfolds as someone tries to remind Gernica about having a sister named Luca. Gernica violently rejects this connection, declaring no care for relatives and threatening to kill anyone who interferes with the destructive plans. The situation grows more unstable as Gernica struggles internally. Signs of internal conflict emerge as Gernica begins holding back during attacks, suggesting an internal struggle. Physical and mental distress become apparent as Gernica experiences headaches and confusion. Someone named Jerry appears to be manipulating the situation. The group discusses Jerry's mysterious identity and manipulation of Gernica. They determine finding a third slab is crucial to helping Gernica. Despite obstacles, they successfully locate and obtain the final piece needed. The completion of this collection marks significant progress in their mission. A revelation occurs about Gernica's true identity as Tao. Luca, identified as Tao's sister, explains their past relationship and Tao's strength through suffering. The reassembled mural holds special significance in their connection. The group prepares to confront Jerry and save Tao. Jerry's true nature is exposed as they mock artists and admit to deliberately breaking Gernica Tao. Their manipulation becomes clear as they prepare for a grand finale, showing complete disregard for Tao's suffering and planning to eliminate their sister. A powerful emotional moment occurs as Luca reminds Tao of their shared past on the streets, speaking of hope, love, and family. Their first mural represents their special bond and shared dreams. The truth begins breaking through Jerry's manipulation. The siblings recall their promise to create art that would speak for marginalized people. This remembrance helps break Jerry's control. Their emotional reunion acknowledges their lasting connection through their artistic promise. Jerry's plan unravels as Gernica Tao breaks free from their control. Jerry reveals their true goal, using Tao's ability to influence others to destroy humanity through art, creating a world of ash and silence. Their godlike delusions and hatred for humanity become clear. A dramatic confrontation unfolds as memories of a sister are discussed. Someone named Jerry is declared dead, but promises made to the sister are brought up as friends offer their support during this tense moment. A powerful antagonist reveals themselves as the architect of the streets, claiming complete control over the environment. They mock others as lonely beings who can't possibly challenge their authority. However, their control is questioned when they couldn't eliminate someone named Luca. The nature of this world is revealed to be a spiritual realm built in the mind where imagination sets the rules. The memory of a sister proves to be something the antagonist couldn't control, leading to a shift in power dynamics as imagination becomes the key to victory. A heated argument breaks out over street art, with the antagonist becoming enraged over their work being covered up. The confrontation escalates as they express outrage at what they consider desecration of their art, while others dismiss poor quality work as fair game for covering. The antagonist faces defeat but refuses to reveal their true allegiance. Despite their hostility, they show appreciation for artistic ability, creating an unexpected moment of connection through their shared understanding of art. The scene shifts to a heartfelt discussion about identity, where someone embraces both names, Tao and Gernica, while keeping their sister Luca alive in their heart. This emotional moment brings tears to some present, showing the deep impact of these connections. Gernica commits to continuing their artistic journey, choosing to remain true to their principles rather than pursuing mainstream success. They dedicate their work to helping others and honoring promises made to Luca and those who showed kindness on the streets. A mysterious exchange occurs with a righteous Lord figure, where someone accepts their return to the void after failing their duty. They express hope for a harmonious world while accepting their fate. The scene transitions to confusion as characters find themselves investigating missing graffiti, experiencing collective amnesia about recent events. Despite the memory gap, they feel strangely untroubled by the situation. Gernica's breakthrough achievement is reported, a massive mural on a government building completed in one night. This unprecedented work sparks debate about preservation versus removal, drawing international attention and pushing Gernica toward wider recognition. The story concludes with political implications as government officials discuss the mural situation. A father-son exchange reveals tensions between artistic appreciation and political pragmatism, with the mural being dismissed as petty vandalism despite its significant impact.